our first video on the new topic, the Greek world. The first dot point's a nice quick one. I'm going to zoom through it nice and quick. So we're looking at our chronological and geographical context of Greece. All right. Here are our terms, which we're going to cover a little bit later in the slide anyway. Okay, so our geography. When we're looking from the starting point of around 500 BC, our red circle is our Greece region, okay? Our green circle is what we call, our Asia Minor region, okay? Towards, current day Turkey and all of that kind of stuff. Now, one of the things to remember in this Asia Minor region, even though Greece is all the way over here, we've actually got a lot of Greeks living in this area around, down this kind of coastline here, okay? But the Greeks over here are under Persian control. They're a part of the Persian Empire, okay? And I'll show you a map in class of how big the Persian Empire was. Okay, now, even though we've got Greece here, don't think of it as Greece today as one big unified country with one Greek flag, okay? What they're separated in, even though they talk the same language, very much they even often have the same gods and same culture, they're very different and they're very divided. So people living in Athens, yes, they're Greek. People living in Sparta, yes, they're Greek, but by no means did they necessarily consider themselves the same or brothers and sisters and blah, 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 blah. So they're divided by city-states. So their city-states, which is essentially their city, which could become quite powerful in its own right, was what you felt loyal to. So today when we feel loyal to Australia, they would, be Athenian or Spartan, and that's what they felt loyal to. And this is assisted by the idea of Greece's geography. We've got a lot of mountains, so Sparta's kind of landlocked by a lot of rugged mountains and isolated valleys, which essentially allows these city-states to kind of become quite powerful and not as joined with one another. Okay? Obviously, again, there's a lack of fertile land in Greece, which meant Greeks would often try and sail and find new lands and better land. Surrounded by water, so Greeks often were good sailors, and they liked the idea of adventure and traveling and stuff like that. And once again, in the east, Persia is our dominant force. So, east meets west, east versus west, okay? Now, nice and quickly here, a lot of our understanding of this topic, whether you want to accept it or not, is influenced by Greek historians. Now, we have a word for this, and this is an absolutely brilliant word to tuck away for your HSC. You're going to be hearing it a lot this year. Our accounts of the Persian Wars and our accounts of history are very Hellenocentric. Hellenocentric essentially means that Greece is at the center of it, and Greece is almost like your main character of the story. Everything is kind of through the lens of someone who is Greek. So we don't really have a Persian perspective on these wars. So a lot of our perspectives are from Greek historians. Okay? Don't forget historiography, which is essentially a history of history, which we're going to unpack through this topic as well. Now, our major people here, okay, particularly the man who is known as the father of history, Herodotus, okay? We're going to be looking at a lot of his stuff, okay? Then we've got Aeschylus, the guy who writes the plays, the playwright. We've got Thucydides, we've got Plutarch, and we've got archaeological evidence as well. But Herodotus is our guy, so start familiarizing yourself with him. Now, we don't have written accounts from the exact time. Herodotus was alive at the time, but he writes sometime later. Okay? That's it for this one, and I'll see you on the next one.